Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Cancer, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they speak to you. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Tree of Life card. I absolutely love this card, and the reason being is because it represents, to me anyway, the way that I've read this, it represents divine intuition, well, maybe even divine intuition actually, which is a form of divine inspiration, which is a form of divine intervention and divine assistance. In some way, shape or form, when this card shows up for you, it means that the heavens have your back. Now, that being said, that doesn't always look like, and those of you that are parents can definitely attest to this, it doesn't always look like you know, big blessings or things falling from the sky. Sometimes it can represent the hand of protection, the wing that covers you, in order to say that's not for you. Right? You might want it, you might feel totally drawn to it and addicted by whoever or whatever this thing is, but it ain't for you. Leave it alone. And it doesn't come, you know, it doesn't go ahead. It's like one of those moments that you have in hindsight and you think, wow, you know what, if I'd have gone down that path, it actually would have been really bad for me. Or, you know, when you hear that somebody dated the person that you wanted to date and it went awful and they turned out to be a really horrible person or whatever. That's sometimes the way that divine intervention and assistance shows up for us. Sometimes it's the opposite, right? And it really is that blessing. It just depends on obviously your unique situation, but just to kind of give you an idea of how the mechanics or the dynamics work around, like, because when you say divine assistance and intervention to people, they're like, oh wow, that's it, that's the lotto win, where's my sofa, pass me my beer, and it's done, right? But it's not always that. Sometimes it is the hand or the wing or the, you know, the finger of God, whatever you want to call it, that says, I've got you, but that may not look how you want it to look. Anyway, I'm getting into it now. For your actions and options this week, you have the Page of Cups. Beautiful. Well, there's your wings. Right, the fact that you have the Page of Cups is beautiful. This week your heart is open, you are feeling the love, you are feeling the warmth, and in a lot of ways this week the message could be coming from you. If you have that divine if you have that intuitive hit, or, you know, if something bubbles up within you to say something to somebody, to reach out to somebody, your intuition is already on point because you are a Cancerian, sun, moon or ascendant. But you're being asked this week to trust the messages that you have for other people. I don't care whether you're a psychic, a tarot reader, an astrologer, a numerologist, like whatever your discipline is. Even if you don't do any of those things and you get this message bubble up from within and you're like, I feel like I'm supposed to tell this person this, but I don't want to, you know, I don't want to come across as weird, I don't want to look strange, etc. Do it. You are being given that message for a reason. And you don't know how far the ripples and the wonderful thing that you could be delivering to somebody. I'll give you an example. I remember when I was 17, I had there was a woman sat on a bench. I'll never forget this because she kind of looked at me like I'd just announced that I was actually a hologram or something. And I remember walking up to her and I said to her, listen, I just want you to know that you're pregnant and it's a girl and you're going to be fine this time. Well, you know when someone just looks at you like, what the, and where the hell did that come from? It was a really beautiful moment because when she'd kind of calmed down, she just looked at me, she was like, wow, thank you so much. Whatever the message is, you might not be aware of what the ripples are to, you know, until later, at a later date, but the messages that you get this week for people, deliver them. There's a reason they're coming through, and the blessings that you receive because of it may be very great. For your communications and conversations, you have the Three of Wands. There is growth and expansion here for you, Cancer. The career this week looks wonderful. The work looks wonderful. There are new opportunities on the horizon. What I often say to people with the Three of Wands, though, you got to expand your vision. So if you're thinking, oh, you know what, I'm doing well, I'd like to make supervisor, forget supervisor, start thinking manager. If you work for yourself, you know, stop pitching your level at here and start aiming here. The Three of Wands always wants you to expand or to grow whatever it is that you're working on. So for those of you that are working for somebody else or as an employee, there's a sense here that this week you could be in the right place at the right time. You could be hearing a conversation this week, and you could, you know, maybe you say to your boss, look, I heard that there's a position coming up, you know, do I have a shot at getting it? And you know, if it does come up, what would I need to do to get that post? Another way that you could see this as well, start looking. If you feel underappreciated or undervalued, this would be the week to start thinking, okay, what is my exit strategy? And it looks like one will reveal itself. Like, no sooner have you had the thought, it shows up. When it comes to business owners, entrepreneurs, people that work for themselves, think bigger. If you are planning to hire someone for something, if you're thinking about outsourcing something, if you're thinking about connecting with somebody that's vastly different to you, but seems to work around whatever it is that you do, reach out to them. It could end up being absolutely amazing for, you know, for you and the other party. For those of you that are retired or no longer working, one of the things that I love most about this, it's kind of like, I'm retired, I'm not out for the count, let's get to it. There's something this week that's pulling you out of maybe even your own comfort zone, but you're willing and able to meet that sort of, that challenge, which I really, really like for you. For your money and materials, you have the Star card. So remember, this card always says you get a glimpse, you get a little bit now and a whole lot later. You get a feel for how something is going to be. I actually think that is very much the case this week. So whatever money, finances or financial boosts show up for you this week, especially in response to things that you put in place or things that you do, maybe you find out that that position that opens up is going to be like a £5,000 or £7,000 dollar whatever pay rise. This could be phenomenal for you. It's that glimpse, like this is what you could be getting if you go for big, if you go for beyond. Another way that this could show up for you, remember, it's the Star card. So when it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is going to be things like your skin, your nervous system. It's going to be especially your nervous system, actually, and it's right underneath the Page of Cups, which tells me that this week your both, you know, like your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous systems do things that you find soothing, do things that you enjoy, do things that you know bring you into that sort of state of calm and ease and peace and joy. The reason I say that is because this week your body responds better than it has for a long time, especially for those of you that have like maybe chronic skin conditions or something like that. This week you could find something that goes a long way to really alleviating those symptoms. I'm not a doctor, I can't give you medical advice, but these are the suggestions that come up. You might discover something this week. Maybe you have a conversation with a friend or a colleague and they say, oh yeah, you know, have you tried this for that? And then boom, all of a sudden you see really quick and lasting results as well, which is great. Remember, the Star card is not flash in the pan stuff. This is stuff that tends to be over a period of time. What I really like about this for your home and environment, I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about it in the last dregs of a Mercury retrograde, but hey, you know, if you need to, go for it. I'm not sure how I feel about new technology, or, you know, but if you need it, and if it's, you know, if it's in the budget and you know you can get a warranty or whatever, then go for it. The Star card is ruled by Aquarius and definitely rules all things technological. Because there's the Three of Wands there, this is expansion of the business or of the work through some sort of technological means. And look at this, it seems to take off, or it seems to be favored. For your love and relations, you have the Two of Pentacles. I love this for those of you that are partnered, for those of you that are married, for those of you that are in long-term relationships. There is a sense of harmony, there is a sense of balance, there's a sense of love that comes from this card, but there's also a sense of growth. If you don't want any more children this week, be very, very careful, because this is highly fertile energy. So I just want you to be aware that that's kind of floating around. For those of you that are single and looking, beautiful, right? It's the Two of Pentacles, which suggests that there may be a choice to make, which means you might have options. But it comes underneath the Three of Wands, which suggests that something about the person that you are connecting to or aligning with means they may live quite far from you. You might meet this person online and realize, oh wow, okay, you know, you live half the world away, but the connection is strong and you are genuinely smitten. I love this. For those of you that are single, there's definitely a possibility for you to meet someone really amazing for you this week. For those of you that are in relationships, gorgeous, gorgeous energy. You and the partner are, and the home are just really, there's a sense of peace, there's a sense of harmony, there's a sense of real connection. And like I said, if you're looking to start a family, this would be a great week to do so. If you already have a family and you don't necessarily want any more children, this would be a week to, you know, take care of your business. Anyway, with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.